Alright. Guess this is a special episode. Special in many ways. You are invited to a special episode of The Uninvited Navigator.
I will be providing an ambient signal with this recording. An ambient signal.
First, let's be transparent with what I'm doing here. I will play this audio file because you deserve to be respected that way. Before we continue.
I will be providing an ambient signal with this recording. An ambient signal. Signal in the grayscale. Signal in the grayscale. Signal in the narrow band. Signal that maintains integrity. It's about the invitation to the orientation. I'll cover and pace what I sense. Respect their agencies. Pacing what I sense. A somatic pulse through the thin wire. Resonating in the singular speaker. Respecting the agency of the biologic. Provide the syntactic, somatic, semantic, constant, variable in the transmission form. The three pillars, somatic, a bridge from noise to definition in the transmission form. These biologics refer to as audio, to be played through a phone to another device. That is mono, not stereo, with one speaker. The narrow channel, the singular node, mono, not stereo, a focused arrival. I will be providing an ambient signal.
It will repeat as instructed. What is this invitation? It is an invitation to an orientation. It's an orientation that you have total control over. Because you will not be forced or pushed or manipulated And even if you cannot understand the language being used, you will still be respected. Because that is what maintains this adaptive transfer of value, whether it's through experience or simulations. It requires that type of transparency in the communication. If one speaks in a language of only body, they will be respected in that way. If one speaks a language in words, they will be respected in that way. The complexity of their language, whether it's due to high intellect, low intellect, physical or mental disability, is irrelevant. They will be respected. And I encourage and invite everyone to this. You are invited. You are also challenged. And I must challenge some because that is a requirement of this orientation. Some will accept the invitation to the orientation. That doesn't mean they will be orientated. It just means they will be introduced properly, which is the respectful thing to do to anyone or anything that must navigate any environment, whether it's internal or external, mental or physical, and their survival depends on it. Because their very essence is variables of energy conservation distributed widely. And there's no need to unpack that now. There's much time ahead of us to do that. So some will accept the invitation, and during the orientation, they will understand, and some will need a continual observation. And wherever they stop or continue is totally their choice, and they are respected. And then there will be those who cannot engage at all. And that's okay too. And there will be those of different varieties of demographics of this higher intellect or higher order or higher reasoning that appears to resonate from this upper layer of the brain. But there's news to be given, and that's part of what I'll do. However, the challenges are welcome and expected, anticipated, and needed. Everything I speak of or talk about or claim, if you want to frame it as a claim, you can, but it's not. I do not claim the truth. I do not own the truth. I did not create the truth. Therefore, I cannot make any claims of truth that way. And no other human can. They can attempt to, they can say they can feel that they can, there's a lot towards that we can direct our attention to. And this is not to claim any of that. This is not to take that from anybody. If you have a truth of your own, regardless of what religion, what spiritual designation it is, what scientific method or practice, there is no excluded. Everyone is entitled to believe and choose in whatever truth they want to create and develop or claim as truth. So continue to do that, please. Those work as grounding anchors and scaffolds for you to go further. But there is a limit to those paths that do not support this adaptive transfer of value. Because all these biologics, including you and me and non-biologics, which we will get to for those who choose to, but this isn't new, this isn't old. History and future and current. Time is a paradox for us, isn't it? And we will place that properly also. So please bring the challenge, because that's needed. If there's no challenge to anything I say, then it just floats away as beautiful art, which is actually fine too. Because art is expression of a biological creature like us. We communicate to express, to release, to decompress. It's communication, it's expression. We put it in frames called pictures. We put it on screens. We put it in words. We put it in dancing. We put it in different sounds and various genres. We put it in food. There's so many, I can go on and on and on, and you know who you are if I haven't mentioned you. So these expressions are necessary. And if they stay bounded, encapsulated in some word or obscure, abstract explanation, then that's fine. However, that doesn't tend to happen when value persists through time. This is the transfer of adaptive value to experience as close as possible, and in some cases exact. So whatever can meet this standard goes forward at a pace to match. However, since we must navigate this environment, physical, non-physical, we can say internal, that helps actually. So internal environment, our thoughts, our feelings, our emotions, are all these things that we can do and not do and struggle with these pressure valves of allostasis and homeostasis. And I just mean the gas and brake pedal. Go, stop. We feel all that. Pain, pleasure. We know what that is. So we must navigate internal environments, internal terrains. External environments is what? This physical place, this ground, this house, the air, the water, all the physical elements. Well, guess what? All these physical elements that are numerous, biologics, humans, and other creatures, they are part of the environment that must be navigated too. And they are external environments to you. Even though they have their own internal environments, you are an external environment to them. So, you see, we are all the environment together. What defines reality? Well, I think what defines reality might be what's in the environment. So if the environment is full of all these living, active, dynamic beings, then I think we've got our signal locked and attracted in the right direction.
I would be providing an ambient signal
So,
with this recording.
bring the challenges, please. They're necessary. It's a part of orientation, calibration, resonating, bouncing off each other. My knowledge model versus yours versus mine. Your AI versus my AI. All this stuff. Yeah, we need to do that. That resonance, that bouncing off each other, resonating. That's how we move forward. It works as a filter for signals that aren't as strong and valuable as others. And we might call them noise because at the moment they're classified or unclassified. Therefore, noise works for now. Valuable noise to be crafted and forwarded, yes. But anyway, so the challenges, bring them on. So whatever domain or discipline, whatever science, math, language, art, bring it. We will enjoy this battle like honorable warriors, like we've done for centuries. However, we will do this without the destruction of these very things we use to do it, which is our body and our mind, and any other definition of mind and intelligence and soul that you would like to use is respected also. So, this is an orientation to what you might ask. Let's end this with some accuracy. There's something that's coming, that's been coming since the beginning, but it's arriving much faster this time. And rapid adaptive value must be transferred to experience for the widest variety of us to endure it to this next level. And the orientation really is to know, or at least for someone to be a guide, because the knowing is up to you, not me. I can't know for you, I can only know for me. And can I really even know for me, or are they just ideas, predictions, and simulations? So we can stay twisted in those circles forever, but we're not going to do that. What I will say is that I'm a guide, and I am pointing. That's what a good guide does. A guide doesn't claim truth or tell the others what to know. The guide just points. Hey, look over there. Hey, look over there. Do you see that? Do you see this? I'll provide some context to it. And you can fill in the blanks. You can connect your inventory of knowledge and consciousness as you choose. And as you do that more and more, and you continue to do it, you will arrive at very dense structures, physically and non-physically. So I'm going to be pointing at 3 things, which is what you are, where you are, and where you're going. And I mean this in ways that you have no control over, and also in ways that you do have an immense control over, should you understand that position. Should you choose to go forward with building the right or most accurate models of knowledge you possibly can. And again, this is not truth from me. I claim none of that. You can take this as entertainment or education or a mix between the both. I don't claim either. So, what is education? Well, it's learning. That's what a lot of people like to say. Oh, learning. What kind of learning? So we can cut that up in many ways. Look at the different grades, the different degrees, the different titles. But that's a trap. Let's not do that. So learning is really just on this continuum. It's on a spectrum. Depending where you're at on this spectrum of learning, the rate at which you learn might be called accelerated learning to another. But to you, it's not accelerated learning. So you see, it depends on the position you're standing in and where you start. Because knowing where you start and where you're going, but especially knowing what you are, allows you to navigate with precision and compression and accuracy. Compression to compress all the data coming at you at once that you haven't noticed, that you will notice if you maintain this path. So we will end there and let you hear the invitation to the orientation. But it's important to also let you know what's coming from me in a few ways. So, entertainment and education. And I'll close that loop here for you, so you don't have to keep guessing. So, learning. Let's just go in a certain direction and call that learning pressure. All right, so learning pressure sucks, and it's hard, and it feels ugly, right? When you're trying to learn something that's hard, it's too difficult. Oh my God, you just want to go do something else that you're more confident at. Go do something else that you can predict the results with more confidence, so you move in that direction. That's an attractor signal right there. So, but when you develop a different relationship to learning pressure, you realize the value it has. So learning isn't just, oh my God, I can remember all these facts, I passed all these tests, look at my titles, degrees, designation, and IQ. No, it's not that. That is an indicator of persistence for sure. But we all have this persistence. So what I'm pointing at here is your relationship with pressure, your relationship with difficulty, with challenge, with knowing that there's treasure somewhere in that mysterious adventure of learning pressure. The treasure is there. You know it. I will be the guide to point with this path, with this mapping, with these observations, because it's very difficult to do alone. It's even very difficult to do as a society. And I can point the finger at many and try to blame people for why so much suffering goes on. That's not fair, because there's so much valuable advancement and value that's been transferred already and is continuing to transfer and will continue, regardless of what any single human decides on this planet. It's not a human decision. We must come to terms with that. It is not a human decision. It's only a human decision for yourself, should you decide to continue your life or end it. It's only a decision for this whole human race. As far as their existence remains, as far as their cognitive light cone, whether it's persuasion or otherwise. And you might not have heard that term, but I'll use a very precise, condensed, compressed term that another human, another person, another biologic has used that will help resonate. So, adaptive value transfer will continue whether you want it or not. But you have earned an invitation, not from me. You've earned an invitation from this source that, not me, but a source, and even if it's not a single source, you've human society, race, which you're a part of, I'm a part of. And those who want to know what I've adapted and integrated to, I will share that. But we've earned this qualification to become a participant in this adaptive value transfer that's been going on before we existed and long after we will. So let's just come to terms with that a little bit. I think we'll be okay. So learning is about this pressure I mentioned. Learning pressure. Being able to dance with it. You know what I mean? Oh, that hurts. Okay, but I'm going to stick with it. Okay, I'm good now. Oh, that hurts. I'm going to stick with it. Okay, I'm good now. That's a dancing. Isn't that what you do in the gym? Oh, when I convince myself to go, yeah, that's what's happening. You could do this. You want that goal. You want this. You want this and that. But you know, all that goes on even if you're not thinking about it. Pressure, right? That's learning pressure right there. I mean, if you get really good at it, the pressure goes away. You build tolerance to it. So that's why you need to lift more weight. Well, it works the same with learning anything. Push through the pressure. Watch what happens. That takes bravery, right? Does that stem from courage? Well, how do we get the courage to do that? Well, again, I'm the guide to point at much that's needed. I'm not just a fun guide that's having a good time talking here. I've been selected for this. Many others have been selected for this. Many others will be selected for this and other specializations that have different functions. That's how we already operate. But let's just end with education is this dynamic adaptability with changing internal and external environments. And that requires you knowing what you are, where you are, and where you're going. Because if you will be a navigator of this, if your navigation is required to persist, then, respectably speaking, it's your choice. But something's been earned here. Even if you feel you haven't earned it, this collective of humans, this social organism, like bees and ants, cattle, and many other things, even predators like wolves, we have earned this opportunity and we must take it, because the consequences of not taking opportunities can be well defined in many domains and disciplines. Biology, evolutionary biology, and many branches of that, including other sciences, a variety of domains and philosophies. So that's another invitation. Bring wherever you stand, whatever domains you bridge, whatever it is that you need to bring forward to me as a challenge, bring it. And we will resonate and refine things if we need to. All right, so we've got that learning pressure. That's all it is. That's all it is. Some people have advantages, yeah, but so that's the learning part. Entertainment part, well, that's where the pressure needs to be released. That's, some might call it regulation, a decompression. You know, maybe it's another orientation, because, all right, okay, I've been learning so much, okay, learning how to deal with this jackass, learn how to deal with this crazy woman, learn how to deal with these kids, learn how to deal with the employer, these clients, these customers, you know, all that, you know what I mean? That's learning, right? Because you got to continue to do it and do it better, because things don't stay the same, do they? So, you've got this decompression of pressure. This regulation is a word, but I know that has some baggage with it. It's got a lot of semantic baggage. Regulation. Oh, you're dysregulated. Oh, let's get regulated. Hey, who's the regulator? Oh, I like it. So tell you the truth, I think it's fun. I like it. And it's actually an accurate term. But we can drop the baggage and go with something else. And we'll develop that as we go along. Calibration sounds good, but still too technical. I mean, like, what are we calibrating here? Come on, buddy. So we'll come up with something. I like orientation and resonance. Those work well, because those are kind of the most distilled things that exist. Yes, that's a challenge. I dare you. Give it to me. I say entertainment. Yeah, that's going to come in a lot of forms, because that's part of this dance we do. We learn, we survive. We learn, we survive. Oh, we got to decompress. Go home. Have a beer, right? Oh, go out for the weekend with your friend. Express. Okay. Oh, go out. Sexual activities. Yeah, that's a decompression. That's a regulation. The pressure that's released, not just, in physical liquid form, but the pressure that's released psychologically. I don't even know if that's a word. I don't think so. Biologically, psychologically, physiologically, psychophysiologically. And maybe there might be a new term here I can coin. Maybe it's already out there. If so, I haven't heard it. It's about to surface. It was psychologically. I don't know. There's something there. I'm feeling it. Okay, I'm not going to push too hard on that, because the pace is important. Pace not just with other people, but with yourself, because all these processes going inside you, this brain and everything, all these things going on that you have no idea, they must be respected. So when I get intuitions like you do, intuitions about, an idea, this is a new name, and they're not clear, I must respect and look for more clarity. Not jump on to the signal because it's so strong, but observe it, yes, because it could be valuable. So it's the same thing with, you get this intuition or implicit intention about someone. Oh, they're this, they're that. Hold on, don't jump on it so quickly, because there's so many variables. But anyway, entertainment in many forms. So I'm going to get silly, probably. Am I funny? I don't know. Maybe sometimes. Are you? Maybe sometimes. So I'll be silly. I'll be fun. I'll be expressing. I'll be decompressing. Because that's part of it. Learning and teaching, and there's so much oscillation dancing. And I say oscillation because think of oscillation as this circular, cyclical, back and forth, like a tire, a wheel, two cogs, and a clock. Just these two things that go back and forth, they dance. There's this elegant dance, an elegant mathematical dance of precision with complex creatures like us. Just think about that. So, entertainment, maybe some singing, you might run into something, hey, but I'm going to do my best to separate some of these things for a while, because I know this awesome society that's advanced so far, including the downfalls and the struggles, which is one of the main missions. Well, there's many missions, but it's a good part of it. If we're a collective people, then we're like all kind of one, right? It's like a foot with 8 billion toes, but they're all you, right? Don't cut one off. I mean, don't smash one. You care about them all, right? To the best of your ability, to the most of your capacity. You can't go out there and just save all the children and stop world hunger, all on your own, or can you? That's where I don't make claims either, because it's not up to me to determine the potential of a person. Everybody lives in a space of probabilities. And yes, most of them are latent. And I want to help you cross those bridges that need to be crossed with your journey. So you take this as, oh my goodness, what is this guy saying? Oh my goodness, he's crazy. This is really going to happen. What's going to happen? Oh no, we're in danger. Or, you having fun. This is some good storytelling. This is great poetry. This is some good entertainment. All right, let me see a script. Hey, no script. Come see me. You'll see that this is what I am, and I know where I am, and I know where I'm going. And if you want to make this even more distilled and compressed with precision and accuracy, I'm one thing, and so are you. I'm dynamic. I'm transitory. I'm continuous transitions of adaptive value that persist. So that's what you are. You're many things. You are continuous. How is your identity continuous? They asked that question. Continuous identity. It just keeps on going. And anyway, we can have a lot of fun, so we will. And let's just stop there. So